And I think it's also about not allowing ourselves to be intimidated. This is the thing. If there are groups here that want to intimidate, we certainly as a Christian, we shouldn't be intimidated and we shouldn't allow it.
Yeah, no, of course.
No one should be intimidated whether they're religious or not. I mean, generally in society, people should be free to express an opinion, so long as they express it in a fairly reasonable way. I mean, there's a condition in a democracy, I think we've kind of forgotten this over the years. Sorry, you're going to stick that up my nose.
Use the volume.
A democracy only works if we're sort of reasonable as far as we can go, if we trust other people as far as we can go, because it won't work. It's not a matter of asserting rights. And the police intervening. We've got to try and get on with each other and treat each other as.
I think the problem is though that only works if the other group wants to get on with you.
Yeah.
Of course.
And if the other group doesn't want to get on with you, then that kind of attitude will only lead to you being taken advantage of and being walked all over. And actually, when you meet people who want to take advantage and who want to trample all over you and who want to abuse you, then you should stand up for yourself.
Of course.
You have got a bit of thick skin about you, haven't you, Bob?
Well, but the thing is, as a Christian, like I don't believe in the kind of Christianity that you see the Archbishop of Canterbury practice.
Yeah.
That kind of wimpy Christianity that's effective for nothing at all.
Yeah.
Except to walk around in a dressing gown down a beautifully lit church.
That's a rather. I'm not a Christian myself, but I think the Church of England has
the kind of faith that I practice is the kind of faith that you seem to practice here.
Well, muscular Christianity.
Yeah, muscular Christianity. That kind of Christianity that can stand up for something, can stand up for itself, can stand up for
the only point,
and so on.
The only point though, Bob, is that it seems that all of it nowadays is just based on religion rather than any other stuff that's going on in the world, which
religion is just simply opinion.
Well, no,
but I mean it's fundamental to have a decent debate and to make it into a decent society to have these debates, but rather than just keep talking about religion.
Religion is true according to the test that the religions set for themselves.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's necessarily the case.
Well, it doesn't mean, but this is
curious,
true of any kind of relativistic
Yeah, that's right.
opinion.
So religion is relativistic?
What I'm trying to say is that anyone who tries to reduce truth to relativism falls into a philosophical folly. Because if you're trying to say that all truth is relative, well, surely that also includes the claim that all truth is relative.
Those words didn't pass my mind. I'm just noting en passant that all religions, if they want to verify the truth of it, refer to the book which gives root to their religion. It's a circular argument.
But the Christian faith doesn't refer to the book as validation to itself. It refers to the existence of the church and the fact of the resurrection.
The resurrection is not a fact.
It's not a fact.
No, it's a fact if you read the book as a source of justification for the truth that you assert.
So how do you explain that the resurrection was being proclaimed before the book was written?
The resurrection was being asserted
before the book was written.
It was a cultural belief amongst a tight group of Jewish rebels.
I agree. Why?
Because that was part of the culture that helped them.
Actually, that's not true. The cultural disposition of first century Palestine was that the issue of the resurrection was highly disputed. You had Sadducees who denied the resurrection, Pharisees who believed in the reresurrection, you had the Ebionites and different other religions.
We're getting into technical detail which I know nothing about.
But you've just made a generalised claim based upon no specific
facts.
knowledge.
No, have you? Can you show us any facts which prove that the resurrection happened?
Yeah, we can give you some facts actually. So these are agreed facts. Fact, Christ was crucified.
That's not a fact.
That is a fact.
Not a fact.
It is a fact.
According to you Christians,
well, most scholars, even atheist scholars,
can you name me any?
Why are the Romans?
I'm just saying that's what the most.
Well, you're saying it's not a fact. On what basis are you saying that it's not a fact?
Which ancient historians or ancient commentators, excuse me, I'm having lunch, detail this fact?
Josephus? Tacitus? There's two. Early church fathers, that's a separate source of knowledge.
Josephus is
he was a Roman historian.
A Roman historian.
Yeah.
He's an indisputable source.
Well, hold on. I find interesting that you want to shift your goalpost. Every time I meet a criterion that you set for me, you want to change the
You haven't
criterion.
met a criterion.
You said,
all you've
hold
done
on
is
one second.
mention.
Hold on one
Yeah,
second.
was it?
You said, firstly, there are no facts that prove the resurrection. So then I started to give you facts, and then you said, well, what
But
historians
what is the fact
prove
that you
these
presented?
facts? No,
What
hold
is the
on.
fact you
Then
presented?
said,
You
I'll
presented
let
the
you talk and then I'll
opinion.
reply.
You presented the opinion of a historian.
May I reply?
Where's the facts today?
May I
Show us some
reply?
facts. We'd like some facts
May
about the
I reply?
resurrection.
May I reply? Okay, may I reply?
I've already said
Am
go
I
ahead.
okay to reply?
Are you starting to bore me now? Because
Right,
I've said
okay.
twice.
So you said that you wanted facts. I started to present you facts, and then you said you wanted a historian. So then I presented you a historian. So every time I meet
I
the
didn't ask for
criteria,
historians.
do you mind? Can I reply?
Bring us some facts now.
Can I
Where is this
reply?
Jesus?
Can I reply? So every time you set a criterion, I meet your
No, we're
criterion,
moving on now.
and then
You're-
you change the criterion.
Well, there you go.
So-
where are the facts of the resurrection here today?
So,
you're
the
giving
facts-
us an opinion
so,
according
in
to
terms of, but the
Josephus.
question is a historical question, is it not? Is it a historical
Is it?
question?
Is it?
Is it a historical
Is it?
question? Yes, it is. And in terms of
But
historical
you believe in
inquiry,
a living God. Where's the facts of the resurrection today?
may I reply? In terms of the resurrection, it's a historical question, which means we have to do historical analysis. And what historians do is they look at the available evidence, they look at what facts that evidence presents, and then they try to come up with a hypothesis that has what is called explanatory scope. That's how
That's
historians.
modern historians.
So-
I'm afraid Josephus didn't do any of
I'm
that.
talking about a modern
That's
historian,
modern.
like Dr. Mike Lacona. He's a modern historian.
And what,
Dr. Bart Ehrman,
he's
he's a
magically
modern
transported
historian.
himself back in
Dr.
time.
Daniel Wallace,
to be
he's
there
a
when the
modern
resurrection
historian.
happened.
Dr. Bruce Metzger, he's a modern
All they're doing
historian.
is examining the opinions of someone who said something, who said something, who said
They're studying the evidence in history.
Is that a fact?
They're studying the evidence in history. And what I find interesting...
History is bunkum.
What I find
History
interesting
is
is this
bunkum. There are no laws of
hyper-skepticism.
history. There's no science of history.
You're
It's
hyper-skeptical.
bunkum.
There is a science of history. You need to go and get an education. It's called a history
I've
degree.
got plenty of
They
education.
follow a scientific method in the study of history. You're saying...
No.
You're,
I follow Karl Popper, who basically said what I just said. History is bunkum. There are no laws of history.
your philosophy is bunkum.
No.
And your philosophy
Karl
is bunkum
Popper.
because it is your opinion.
Karl Popper is a very, very
It is your
good critic
opinion.
of people like you who think that truth is in history. History is made up by the rich and powerful.
He's trying to make the argument that you can't prove anything.
There's lots and lots of
And then they're trying to
You're forgetting that history is incomplete. By the way, we're straying far away from the fact that the Son of God supposedly is alive and well.
The point that
Is that your claim, that the Son of God is alive and well? That he was resurrected?
Okay, he doesn't want to talk to me, so I'll talk to the camera. The point that I'm addressing is that the gentleman here is making an argument we can't know anything about history, and that all history is bunkum.
No, I'm an ex-Christian.
And yet when we test his hypothesis that we can't know anything about history,
Hello?
by just looking at his own history, we can identify clearly that we can know things about history.
Jesus arrived here
So this
now.
argument that we can't know anything about history is complete bunkum. We know history based upon the sources. So we know, for example, about Julius Caesar crossing the Rubicon. How do we know that Julius Caesar crossed the
Because
Rubicon?
we've got multiple sources. We don't have multiple
Thank you very much.
sources for the resurrection.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Multiple sources.
We
Just
don't
said-
have multiple
he just
sources for
said
the resurrection.
We don't have
It's a
multiple
magic
sources
trick
for the
with,
resurrection.
smoke and
Mark
bones.
wrote independently from Luke. Luke wrote independently from Paul. Paul wrote independently
Christian
from
theologians
John.
agree
And
that there are
John
very
wrote
few books in the
independently
Bible
from
that are
Matthew.
historically
These
accurate.
are independent sources. So once again, we have met your criteria, and once again, you will change your criteria, because what's really governing your argument is not any rational, logical,
All right, so
consistent
you're the only
line
rational
of
person here.
argument.
He believes
but
in someone who
simply
walked on
a
water, who's
desire
alive but
to
invisible.
disprove, and then
Alive but invisible.
the desire to deny.
Was Mark an apostle or was he eyewitness?
Mark was a
was his real
companion
name?
of an apostle.
What was his
Peter.
real name? Mark is a European name. Jesus is a European name. What's a real name?
Started to write down texts about what Jesus was saying. because
why did
the
Jesus not
apostles
write his own book?
themselves-
Then there would have been
The
no
apostles
argument.
themselves were
Why
either
did Jesus,
dying
knowing the
or
frailties
leaving
of
the
human
area and
nature,
going into
not
foreign
say
lands?
to his apostles,
Christians
do
are-
not write
Can we
anything
step
about me,
away from the
I'm
guy
going to
that
write
doesn't
my
want to
own
engage
book,
in the discussion?
I'm going to...
No one should be intimidated whether they're religious or not. I mean, you know, generally in society, people should be free to express an opinion, so long as they express it in a fairly reasonable way.
Write my own book called The Gospel of Jesus. Why is it not the Gospel of Jesus?
I seem to have
Why is it not the Gospel of Jesus? You know, this Jesus is meant to be the Son of God, and he's meant to know everything about human beings. He should have written his own bloody book.
were based around the
We've got to try and get on with each other and treat each other as...
I think the problem is though that only works if the other group wants to get on with you.
Yeah.
Of course.
And if the other group doesn't want to get on with you, then that kind of attitude will only lead to you